like your take on boobies. And I like boobies.
Gun, higher.
I am the high.
Don't
Test
higher.
gun. I am the higher gun.
Don't
Test me.
I am the
I am the higher gun who bout to set it off. Watch me leap from the top with the coup de grace. It's scary hours for you and all of y'all. How you want a submission to pinfall? I am the higher gun who bout to set it off. Watch me leap from the top with the coup de grace. It's scary hours for you and all of y'all.
And welcome to Confirmed Rookie Talk Podcast with your host, the Higher Gun. First, like, subscribe, share. How y'all doing, y'all? So, a lot of stuff has been going on in wrestling. A lot of stuff's been going on in wrestling. I mean, Ace Austin, he is now with AEW, which I had a feeling that was gonna happen. I did, because this in general, this is like the people who get the people who get so the people who get on NXT, right? Like Joe Henry, Moose, and when I talk about this, I'm gonna go into something else too about WWE and TNA, but the people who get on NXT or WWE in general, right? All right, these people like Moose, Joe, like Joe Hendry, the Rascals, Jordan Grace, with the I get her husband in a minute. People like that. When they get on there, right? There's a good chance they going to the E-Nets. You know, because that's how she that's how they get on there. You know, that's still their goal. Now you got some people or some wrestlers that is not, like the Walking Weapon, Ace Austin, uh, Ace Austin. You know, they chose to go to AEW. You know, because they can do more things. Like they can travel more, or not even travel more. Like they can do the other stuff they want to do, like work in New Japan. They can work in other indie stuff and still be on a mainstream TV show. Now, if Ace Austin would have won the NXT, he probably would have won his debut match. Alright, but he lost. But he won the AEW and he lost to Ricochet. And after that, he got signed. Alright, so I'm happy for him. I'm happy. But even though I had a feeling that was gonna happen, right? I'm happy that he's happy. Chris Bay is doing good. He's working out more now. He's gaining more weight again. He's trying to get back to him. Now I don't know if he'll ever wrestle again, but we'll see. But he did post something the other day. Alright? So let me get into TNA and WWE. So when they started working together, And I, I always said, that the E seem like they can just buy TNA. You know that's what I was always saying. The E seem like they can buy TNA. Like, what's stopping them from buying TNA? And then I kind of changed my mind on it and went a different route and was like, but they don't need to, right? Right? I went from they should to they don't need to because they getting everything they want out of TNA, right? Like they are. So then, uh, some rumors started happening over the weekend that somebody wanted to buy TNA, right? And it wasn't Eve, but it was somebody that used to work with UFC. I mean, that worked. The ex-owner for UFC wanted to buy TNA. That's the rumor, right? So, then there was a rumor saying that as long as as long as as if they as long as they were in good friendship with the E, it was cool. Then another rumor came out that, which I believe is rumor, that the E has first dibs on matching um, any offer from TNA. Like, buy it. They can match it and buy TNA in the library because that's the only thing that's important now here is the library to go with TNA, all right? And Tony Khan had a couple times to buy TNA, but he didn't. Alright, and one of the reasons was he didn't care about the library because most of that library, he already has, because he's what's the word I'm looking for? He has some of that library because ROH. This is because we go to the wrestlers that wrestled in TNA, wrestled ROH first. So he has a library like that already. Alright? But when I seen that, it made sense to me. Like, it definitely made a lot of sense to me about WWE having first dibs on buying buying TNA. You know, on the booking, on how things go, and stuff like that. And then you go hear about this TV deal and how TNA gonna move to Wednesdays to battle with AEW, which I don't think is a good idea. But you like you hearing all this stuff, so a lot of this stuff just makes sense now on what they're trying to do. And then I believe this too. I believe that when Triple H was in charge of NXT, one of his jobs was to destroy AEW, and it didn't happen. All right. And this is one of the reasons why we got. This is the main reason why we don't have black and gold anymore. Because when we have black and gold, even though it wasn't the same black and gold, right? They couldn't get the job done and take care of AEW then, right? So now, Triple H is in charge. He wants to take out TNA. Not TNA. He wants to take out AEW. Like, he wants to show AEW that they don't have a chance, right, against them. He wants to show AEW that, hey, we got this. All right. You know, and Tony Khan made a comment that he's not. I forgot who name he used, but you know when but it had something to do with WWE or WWF versus WCW, right? And Tony Khan said he has more money than Buddy, so it's not gonna happen to him because you know, as we know, every time Tony Khan sets a pay-per-view in the month, the E matches a pay-per-view on that same day. Tit for tat. All right, and at first, you know, Tony Khan was, I mean, Tony Khan can't do anything. Like he can't do anything about it. Like he can't. Like he can hide the dates as much as he wants, but as soon as he posts the dates, the E is already planning something. You know, they already planning something to go head to head with them on stuff. Now, this is not for them to. This is not for them to take out AEW per se, right? Or to steal fans from them, because you're still gonna have fans. I mean, AEW diehards. Why watch AEW on that day? So it's like it's not about that. It's about still in the headlines, right? Like, and what I mean by that is it's about what was getting talked about the most on that day. On that day, and to a certain extent, the E should be doing this. Now, it also means that the E ain't letting stuff breathe. We get a pay-per-view every 3 weeks now. Alright? Now, some would say that we get a pay-per-view every month. Like, that's always been a thing. Alright? Like, and unless it's many a season and we miss a month. A month. Alright? Alright? But, so, I'm enjoying my wrestling. I am. You know, so, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, is Triple H being petty? A little. But I don't understand why he's doing it. I do. You know, I mean, here's what it is though. Now, speaking of the E, let me talk about this real quick. So, just like when AEW has a pay-per-view, and if I can't watch it for free or watch it a different way, alright, I don't watch it. Because I'm not spending $50 on a pay-per-view. Now, saying that, now, the E has announced that they are the E has announced that after December, I think December or January, they're gonna have a pay-per-view. I mean, their pay-per-views would be on ESPN app. And if you don't have a cable service that is linked to ESPN, then you gotta pay $30 to get the service. was pay-per-views. That won't be me. Even if I had the money for it, which, if I take away certain things, I can get it. I'm not doing that. So I'll be watching the same way I watch AEW stuff. You know, like I've been watching pay-per-view stuff for $10 or less for years now. I can't go back to watching pay-per-views for like 30 to 40 to $50. That's insane. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. So it is what it is. I mean, they got money for it, and then we'll make it look so bad. A couple of days later, UFC went a route on Paramount Plus that you can watch. If you got Paramount Plus, you can just watch UFC stuff. So, yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I mean, I like. Oh, sorry, y'all. So, uh, um, what's her name? Jordan Grace's husband. He had a stroke. He had 2 strokes. Um, he's okay. But he had a stroke. He's getting better. He's out of the hospital, so that's good to hear. Um, so, but you know, I hope he gets better. Let's talk about Naomi. So last week she was supposed to have a title match. Monday. The match got pulled because she wasn't medically cleared, and this is when all the rumors started happening, right? But the main rumor was she was pregnant, right? And then Thursday came along with the 7 Minutes podcast, and there was no talk about it. The closest we got to talking about it, well, like I said, was she talked about how women wrestlers can come back and wrestle after they have a baby. And she named Trish Stratus, and she named Becky. She could have named Alexa Bliss too on that, and Killer Kelly too, right? Because Autumn had babies and had a family and came back and stuff, but she named those 2, right? And that was the closest thing that she came to talking about that. But there's a reason for that, because that episode, that like I said, Stephanie was trying to get a boost in her podcast with that, alright, which she did. But there's a reason why Naomi didn't talk about it then, because she didn't. There's a reason for that. That podcast was probably recorded in July, mid-July. Meaning Naomi didn't know she was pregnant yet, because so this Monday happened. Yesterday happens, right? And we pretty much know she's pregnant, right? She comes out, does a new podcast with Stephanie and Jimmy and her on it again, different clothes and everything. And then Jimmy announces that Naomi's pregnant, right? And then you find out she was 7 weeks pregnant, and then she found out last week that she was pregnant, right? So meaning Naomi's been wrestling pregnant and not knowing. I mean, when she cashed in, she was already pregnant. That means when she wrestled in that fatal 3-way, she was already pregnant. She just didn't know. Right? So she came out and announced it, and then you know the deal. She had to drop the belt, just like Becky did. All right. Now it sucks because she's been on top. I mean, she like the same thing what happened with Becky. She was on top, and now and she got pregnant, and now she got to give up the belt. It sucks. It does. It does. But I'm happy. I'm happy for her and Jimmy. Now, when the wife asked me the other day, uh, is this their first kid together? I said, yeah, but Jimmy got kids. At first I said he had one, but no, that's not true. He got two. I didn't, but I thought he had two, but I didn't want him. I didn't want to get him confused with Montez Ford and Jay, his brother, because they got two kids from the same situation. Like they married somebody else, and or they were with somebody and they don't have kids no more. I mean, they didn't have kids with them. Now, with Naomi, it's kind of different because I mean, when it comes to having a kid, because she's a health risk, high health risk, because of the fact that she only got one ovary and some other stuff. Like she's gonna have some health issues that makes it high risk for to have a baby. So, but hopefully everything goes well and she comes back and she gets back and she gets back where she needs to be. You know, because she was doing a real good heel run. She was the the crazy heel gimmick was working for it. You know, it really was. So, but I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her and Jimmy. I know Jimmy wanted this a long time ago, and Naomi's been talking about a family and everything for a minute now. So, you know, I'm happy for him. So, and the promo she did last night, before she dropped the belt, was great. You know, and then the custom belt she got, it suits her. I'm okay with the highlights and everything, but it's just the straps are different. But you know, good for them, good for them. Um, but I'm in the show with it. I am because I'll be back on this week. I just want to get this out here and talk about it. Make sure you gotta like, subscribe, share. Make sure you gotta watch wrestling. Make sure you gotta watch New Breed. We should be back with some more stuff pretty soon. God bless, love you, I'm out.